Welcome to the Divine You podcast with yours truly, Dr. A.G. Green Sr. I appreciate you for tuning in. Thank you so much for sharing your time, your heart, and your attention. It is always a distinct honor and privilege to connect with you in this wonderful space. And I most definitely want to encourage you to share this podcast on social media, text messages, so forth and so on. The Divine You podcast is your gateway to uncovering infinite power within, prepared to evolve, transform, and ascend. Don't forget to connect with me on social media for more powerful content on this subject and more. Follow me at AG Green Now on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Also visit me online or at our online club at theaggreen.com. theaggreen.com. We also have a powerful spiritual community called Revolution Inc. on Patreon. I want to make sure that you connect with us there as well. We're dropping all kinds of powerful knowledge and information that we know is going to empower you. Thank you so much again for tuning in to the Divine You podcast. I want to make sure that I am able to adequately point you in the right direction with some things that I just mentioned to you. And so make sure that you follow me on social media, follow and like at AG Green Now. And of course, again, the website that I mentioned to you before, theaggreen.com, that you see at the scrolling ticker if you're watching me on video. All right. So glad to have you with us again in this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful space. And again, don't forget to follow us or connect with us on Patreon. That's patreon.com/AG Green Now. And when you make it to that particular place, whether it's in the Patreon app or via the online web, you'll see Revolution Inc. at the top of the screen, or as the header, that is the name of our spiritual community. Again, I'm glad to be back. Been on a brief hiatus, and I've got some powerful, powerful things that I just want to share with you here on today. This is a podcast that's designed for your spiritual uh, and trying to get my words together, spiritual, mental, and even physical empowerment and enlightenment. And so you have tuned into the right place at the right time. If you are here for some kind of specific spiritual, mental, and at times health guidance. Today, I want to discuss with you from a very interesting subject called the Power of Affirmations. This is episode 7, The Power of Affirmations, and this is part 1. I want to get into discussing that with you over the next few minutes. Affirmations are powerful, powerful things. Whether we recognize it or not, we are affirming something positive or negative in our lives on a daily basis. And affirmations are relevant. I participate in them or participate utilizing them, or I should say I use affirmations and have for years. And I'm going to kind of, over the next couple of podcasts, in a very brief way, expound on affirmations, their definition, and how to utilize them in your personal lives. The text says, Proverbs 23:7a, I believe it is, death and life is in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. I believe in the mechanism of the mouth and its contribution to reality creation. Affirmations are powerful tools to shape us mentally, to shape us psychologically, to even shape us physically. So, what's the definition of an affirmation or affirmations? Well, affirmations are positive statements, often present tense, personal, specific, that individuals repeat to themselves or write down to reinforce a positive self image and mindset. They typically affirm values, strengths, and identity. So, as you can see in that definition, affirmations are powerful in the sense of helping to shape and cultivate a mindset. In psychology, they're defined as statements intended to build or maintain healthy self esteem and a positive outlook. In the New Age and New Thought tradition, affirmations are core to self empowerment, believing that repeating these statements can manifest success through the law of attraction. Effective affirmations are present tense, positive, personal, and specific. So I'm going to get into a few components of affirmations in this particular episode, but I just want to make sure that you understand that the use of affirmations has a powerful effect on the reconstruction of the psyche, the reconstruction of the mind, the reconstruction of the mental paradigm is a part of what affirmations do. Now, I must share this with you, although I'm going to do two parts or two episodes on affirmations. Actually, I have a whole blog series that I'm going to be releasing. It won't be released for a few months, probably 2, 3, 4 months from now. I'll remind you when it's released. And I go more in depth on affirmations, the power of affirmations, and how it impacts your identity. So I say this from the beginning. Affirmations are not just powerful statements that we use to substitute for something negative. I believe that when they are used correctly, they literally shift and change your identity. All right. So, as stated in my opening statement, um, effective affirmations are present tense, meaning that you use verbiage or language that speaks about something you want to shift or change within your in your life in the present tense. They are, of course, positive, and it's personal, and you want to make it as specific as possible because specificity means clarity. The more specific we are with the affirmation, the more clear we are about what the affirmation is to do or what the affirmation is to produce within us or within our personal lives. So, we want to look at a few ways of how affirmations impact people who use them. And I kind of glossed over that in my presentation. And I just want to kind of continue to expand some thought on how it impacts people who use them. You can receive psychological and neurological effects from the utilization of affirmations. There's what's called a self affirmation theory, and it originates from a person named or gentleman named Claude Steele in the late 1980s. He proposed that reflecting on personally meaningful values helps people maintain self integrity, buffer against threats to self image. So, this self affirmation theory, again, it is a construction of a psyche, the construction of your mentality, the construction of your mental paradigm, construction of your state of consciousness. It's also a maintenance, meaning it helps to maintain whatever mindset that you desire. And again, it offers or acts as a buffer or a defense against anything that's contrary to the state of mind or the state of consciousness that you want to possess. So, if you want to be a person of faith who believes that all things work together for your good, and you begin to establish through self affirmation theory an affirmation that speaks that as the psychological, both the conscious and the subconscious and unconscious, has seeds planted in it, and it takes root from this particular affirmation that you have crafted that's going to affirm and at the same time co-create and at the same time manifest the reality of you living a life that all things always work together for your good and in your favor. As a result of that, it's going to act as a defense for anything that pops up in your mindset or in your external reality that tries to say anything negative, pessimistic, or that's in opposition to that particular affirmation. So, this is why affirmations are so powerful. So, affirmations have been shown to reduce stress and defensiveness, making individuals more open to change. Affirmations also lower psychological stress markers like cortisol and catecholamines, improving performance under pressure. All right. Affirmations have benefited people during exams, during public speaking, so forth and so on. Just, you know, reducing the stress. And we'll get more and more in depth about that, it's most especially in the blog article that I've already crafted and drafted around this subject. Affirmations also improve academic and health outcomes, especially in marginalized groups facing systemic stress. Affirmations boosted the GPA and help with medical adherence. Powerful, affecting phosphate levels for dialysis patients. We can just go on and on. And affirmations have increased receptivity to feedback and reduce threat driven defensiveness. These are just a few things, a few benefits of the power of affirmation. There are literally a whole lot more that at some point in time, if you stay connected to me, you'll hear me discuss, and hopefully you'll be able to apply it to your personal life. As it relates to studies, there's a recent study that was done in 2025 that found that 20 seconds per day of self compassionate affirmation. Things like placing your hand on your heart and belly while offering kind words, improved self compassion, emotional well being, and reduced stress among college students. I read a book years ago by a faith based uh, scientist. She was a neuroscientist, and she literally said in the book that every cell in our body listens to what we say, and every cell in our body takes command from what we say. It takes commands or receives commands from what we say, but also what we think. So I want you to understand that speaking to yourself has a direct impact on your health. I'm going to say it again. Speaking to yourself has a direct impact on your health. It has a direct impact on your psychological state, and it has a direct impact on your physical state. This is how powerful affirmations are. I got to ask you now, what do you say to yourself? What kinds of things are you affirming positively in your life on a daily basis? And what kinds of things are you affirming negatively in your life on a daily basis? Meta analysis of positive psychology interventions, all right, many including affirmations or like practices, show sustained improvements in well being up to several months later. So, affirmations are interwoven into therapeutic models, therapeutic counseling models. Many of them use affirmations or the principles of affirmations to help people get better. Affirmations can help retrain negative thought patterns, reinforcing desired belief systems and outcomes. And if you've been around me long enough or done your own research and study, you'll know that studies have proven again that the average person thinks, I believe it's up to 90% of the same thoughts every day. And of those 90% of the same thoughts, most of them, again, around 80 to 90% are repetitive thoughts, meaning that we have very few new thoughts in the course of a day. So when people get stuck in a cyclical pattern of misery, a cyclical pattern of poverty, a cyclical pattern of strife, a cyclical pattern of self-hate, or a cyclical pattern of limiting beliefs, it takes affirmations to break up that cycle, all right, to help us retrain or be retrained from those negative thought patterns. Everybody right now is living in reality that's based on their thoughts. And as I always explain, within the collection and cluster of those thousands of thoughts are our beliefs, our core beliefs. So our core beliefs are being displayed dynamically every single day. Now, there are some pitfalls and nuances that are connected to affirmations. Affirmations do have the ability to backfire. If people feel false or unrealistic, especially for people of low self esteem, it could cause it to backfire. So, for instance, present tense affirmations of I am, say, intelligent, may harm those with very low self esteem, whereas future oriented affirmations, I will be intelligent, can be more beneficial. Now, I always encourage the present tense, okay, because I am is a statement of present now being. But I say to people in the information that I'm disseminating today is that yes, some people can be resistant to it at first. But I say a person who may or may not think, for example, that they're handsome or beautiful and start saying that statement and in the moment feel as if there's a resistance or rejectance or rejection, excuse me, to that statement. You keep saying it until your subconscious mind allows those seeds to be watered, impress positive emotions or connect positive emotions with the affirmation, and you will find yourself transitioning from resistance to acceptance because now you're becoming the thing that you're speaking. So it can backfire. But for those who are listening to me today who are currently doing affirmations, just because it doesn't feel real to you is not a reason for you to stop saying it. Just continue to rehearse it over and over and over again. And this is what I'm speaking to you is from personal experience. And what I'm speaking to you is from thousands and thousands of testimonials that I've witnessed over the course of my journey to prove to the fact or prove the point that there are people who start out with challenges of believing, but eventually grow to accept it and become it. And they see dynamic benefits in their personal lives. Studies have shown that forced positive statements among people not aligned with the self view can feel inauthentic and hinder rather than help. And this is true. It's true to the person who decides or has such deep, such deep seated self loathing or self hate, which creates a resistance. Yes, your initial response or your first initial responses will be of resistance. But if you decide within yourself that I'm open to transformation, I'm open to change, you're going to be amazed, family, at how it's going to have a powerful and positive impact on your personal life. Now, I'm going to get into the last category that I want to discuss with you today about affirmations and identity. And before I get to that, I want to share a brief announcement with you. Uh, on a limited basis, I've released a book called Unshackling Your Mind, Discover and Overcome Limiting Beliefs. You can find it at divinespeciesshop.com. I wrote this book because I know exactly what it feels like to be stuck, trapped by doubts, fears, and beliefs that whisper you're not enough. I've been there, family, done that, and have the t shirt to own it. But I also know the freedom of breaking free. And that's again exactly why I wrote this wonderful, powerful, dynamic book, Unshackling Your Mind, Discover and Overcome Limiting Beliefs. Family, Personally, to me, it's not just a book, it's my heart poured onto these pages to help you overcome whatever it is that may be holding you back. I'm offering over $100 of free tools to support you. In addition to this wonderful ebook, you'll get a mind map that helps simplify the path. You'll also get a mind map companion to help you dive deeper into the process. And of course, an overview video from me while I give you some brief step by step instructions. I want you to get your copy today, despite how challenging it may be. I know from the feedback that I'm getting on this book that this book has the power to help change the course of your life tremendously, unshackling your mind, discover and overcome limiting beliefs. Get it today at divinespeciesshop.com. That's divinespeciesshop.com. Make sure you make your way over there to get that. Matter of fact, let me type that in the comments section real quick or on the notes here. Divinespeciesshop.com. Make sure I spelled it correctly. And then I'm going to put it up on the screen for you. Divinespeciesshop.com. Appreciate you. Now, let's get into the fourth component, affirmations and identity. Affirmations and identity. So, as we revisit this conversation that we're having about affirmations, I want you to understand that affirmations reinforce one's self integrity, integrity of self, the concept of seeing oneself as good and moral, which is central to self affirmation theory. A lot of the things that we are experiencing in life, we are experiencing again based on our self concept, which is connected to our self integrity. It's all about how you see yourself, it's all about what you believe about the self that you see, it's all about how you define the self that you are. This is how you show up in the world every day. You show up based on a core belief of what you think about yourself. If you think you're not intelligent, then you're going to see situations presented in your reality that confirm this. If you think you can, then you're going to find ways to navigate up, over, and around situations that appear to be obstacles because your affirmation is, I can. So these things have a direct impact on the kind of life that we live. So affirmations and identity also provides a flexible sense of self, spanning multiple roles or values, allows individuals to compensate for threats in one domain by affirming strengths in another. So a flexible sense of self is important. I'm going to paraphrase it. When we're flexible in our evaluation of self, that we don't take ourselves so serious that we are not open for correction, we're not open for adjustment, and we're not open for change. When there's flexibility in being able to own, okay, I need to grow in this area, but I'm stronger in this other area. Affirmations help provide that for us. It helps us to acknowledge the things we need to change in terms of the areas of our life that we've been weak in, and also helps us to grow the areas of our life that we've been strong in, because it provides a sense of security to own our imperfections, but at the same time, develop a growth mindset to want to change them. All right. Affirmation is not an identity, again, by aligning with core values. Affirmations strengthen identity and self concept clarity, helping individuals feel more authentic and grounded. Oh, I love this. We get to strengthen our identity and clarify self concepts. This grounds us. Okay. This enables us to allow a better version of ourselves to emerge, but at the same time, we feel a sense of balance. We feel a sense of belonging. We feel a sense of connectedness. Okay. In New Age worldview, affirmations are not just statements, but tools for embodying an identity, aligning mental belief and manifestation. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. Embodying an identity is important. I'm going to say it again, embodying an identity is important. I kind of touched on that earlier Let me get into the social context, and I'm going to finish with embodying identity. As it relates to the social context, micro affirmations, small acts of recognition or encouragement, boost a sense of belonging, visibility, and competence in groups or workplaces. So these micro affirmations or little affirmations we might say in the morning or say throughout the day, all right? Uh, they're encouraging, they're empowering. Again, it boosts a sense of that we belong or that we fit. And at the same time, it empowers us to be visible and to show up in the world, not shrinking or hiding, but visibly owning who and what we are in these positive affirmations. All right. It also provides some sense of ability to feel competent in our merging or aligning with groups, whether it be personal groups, family groups, or even in the workplace. So these are just a few things affirmations provide for us. Now, as it relates to identity, let me say this, and I'm going to shut it down for today. I'm going to leave you with a powerful, powerful thing or powerful, powerful quote for your consideration. But I want to say to you, as it relates to affirmations, understand and recognize with affirmations this particular point. You are not just affirming a particular event. You are affirming a new version of you, a better version of you. Again, if you believe all things work together for the good, then you are a person who is affirming that I am worthy of goodness. I'm worthy of all things working together for my good. And I am the kind of person that favor always works on my behalf. No matter how tragic, no matter how difficult, it always is inverted or flipped to work in my favor. You have taken on the identity of that person who has things that always work in their favor, and so forth and so on, and other things you're trying to change in your life as it relates to embracing your looks, or maybe it's weight loss, or maybe it's again trying to connect more with a positive self image. Again, these affirmations are not just designed to manifest a particular incident or a particular event or a particular situation. No, it's designed to change you from the inside out, to be in alignment with the things that you are affirming and to manifest in your world based on self identity, who and what you are. I'll leave you a power thought for today. Words are singularly the most powerful force available to humanity. We can choose to use this force constructively with words of encouragement, or destructively using words of despair. Words have energy and power with the ability to help, to heal, to hinder, to hurt, to harm, to humiliate, and to humble. End quote, Yehuda Berg. That is our power thought for today. A.G. Green Sr. See you in the next episode. Don't forget to share it. And don't forget to leave your feedback.